Warning, we are about to spoil the original Oldboy. If you haven't seen the movie and plan on watching it, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen it or you just don't care, then please stick around. What's the deal with a living octopus?
No. No.
What's the deal with Korean food?
No, we can't do that. We can't fucking just keep defaulting to this joke. I can't slam the table because I'm afraid I'm going to collapse it. And my audio board will go all over the floor. Just like that Mountain Dew.
What's the deal with Mountain Dew, though?
God damn it! Oh, fuck me. We can't just use that as the opening joke.
You're right. We can't.
Why?
Because it's hammer time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette.
Hi.
Hello. We are here today with a movie that gets really, really, really dark.
And, okay, I do highly recommend this movie. It's a very good movie. It's from South Korea. And words are hard. It's worth a watch. There is some intense content. However, I can't say it without spoiling the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't any rape. So that is at least off the table. But there is some very intense scenes. So if you don't think you can and intense subject matter, if you don't think you can handle that, then I guess skip over it.
Yeah.
After we say that the film is Oldboy.
오늘도 역시 대충 수습이 안 된다. 난 이제 괴물이 돼버렸다.
I like silence and clever editing.
Yes. Very well done.
Now that we're here, for anyone who is still just watching because they don't care and they don't want to sit through the movie themselves, warning on incest, surprisingly.
Ugh.
Also, trigger warning on talks of suicide throughout the film. And also a lot of gore, but
That's part of the course.
that's part of the course with our show. We have a lot of gory movies.
What can we say? We're gorehounds.
Actually, so far, every movie we've watched for Movie Month has had a headshot.
True.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But Oldboy, this is Cameron's first time. We have the Arrow UK release because they don't have the rights over here.
Yep.
I'm out of banter. Say something, damn it.
Okay, sure. So, I was trying to think of banter myself, because, so, needless to say, I'm sure you enjoyed my reaction to this first viewing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you didn't turn to me, but when certain scenes were happening, I was just banging on my pen like, hey, buddy, how's it going over there?
Oh, God, yeah, it's definitely a shock to the system upon first viewing. So, yeah.
Especially that ending.
Oh, God.
But in order to get to the ending, you must start with the beginning, and beginning of a synopsis.
Clever transitions.
Clever segues, especially when you point out it's a clever
Yes,
segue.
Exactly. Then it becomes self-aware.
Also, again, for Movie Month, we have video versions. It's on our YouTube channel. Hi.
Hello!
That was us waving at the camera for
Yes.
those who are sticking to the audio version. I like you better than the YouTube people.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, we open on a man named Odesu. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. I'm pretty sure it's right.
Mm-hmm.
We just watched the movie, and that's how it sounds.
Yes.
But Odesu it technically opens with him holding someone over the edge of building by their tie. But then we cut back 15 years ago, where he was drunk in a police station. It's his daughter's birthday, but he is shit-faced and being held there till someone comes to get him.
Mm-hmm.
His friend comes, and they go out, call Dara in a phone booth. They switch off the phone, and all of a sudden, Odesu disappears. He was kidnapped and thrown in basically a hotel room for 15 years. During this time, his wife is murdered. He attempts suicide a few times, and his only friend is basically the TV. And during that time, he teaches himself how to fight by just watching TV and punching the wall till his knuckles are scarred over.
And someone is always constantly keeping an eye on him because gas comes in every night. And whenever he tries to kill himself, like, they bring in a body bag and drag him away and heal him and shit.
They patch him up, yeah.
Patch him up. So they're wanting to keep him alive.
He does try digging through the wall, but before he honestly is able to make his escape, the 15 years are up, and he is tossed out. He is never told that he's going to be there for 15 years.
Yep.
But that is the exact amount of time.
And he even says in the monologue, he's like, would knowing that have made it better or worse?
Probably worse in the beginning, but better by the end.
Yeah.
Also, some lady kind of hypnotized him so that way they get him out of the room. And he wakes up on a roof, finds a guy about to kill himself, tells him his story, and then leaves. Fucking dark.
Yeah.
He's kind of an asshole. But now he's fighting man, and he's just kind of walking around South Korea, just not knowing what to do. All of a sudden, some homeless guy walks up and hands him a wallet full of cash and a phone, and he says, "Don't even try to ask me anything. I don't fucking know either."
Yep.
He goes to a restaurant, orders a live octopus, and just eats it.
Yep. They just give it to him whole, just eats the whole thing.
Oh, he also fought some hooligans that he took a cigarette from. He can actually fight, so that's interesting.
Yeah. He's like, will the fighting work? The answer is yes.
You
alright, buddy?
Just.exe has crashed. Words, please. Thank you. While he's at the restaurant, the main chef in front of him kind of hits it off or just has an odd liking to him. He gets a phone call from the man who kidnapped him and is like, "Hey, I hope you're enjoying the nice suit and hope you're having fun outside of prison, idiot." Desu tries to yell, like, "Who are you?" But the guy says nothing, hangs up, and once the waitress touches his hand, he passes out. She takes him back to her apartment, patches him up, makes sure he's okay, and is just going to kind of help him for a bit. Her name is Mito? 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 I'm pretty sure they say it Mito. Again, if I say anything wrong, I'm sorry, we're dumb and American.
We apologize for mispronouncing them.
We could watch the dub. No.
We'll explain that briefly after the synopsis.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Mito kind of relates to him because she is also a loner. Mm-hmm. So the idea of him being alone for 15 years relates. He finds a piece of paper that says where because he had a wife and daughter. I already said the wife was murdered, and his daughter was, of course, adopted by someone else because he was missing. Mm-hmm. Also, he was framed for the murder, but that doesn't come up again.
It really doesn't.
Pretty sure no one cares after 14 years because it happened after the first year.
Yeah.
But instead of calling the foster parents or going to his wife's grave, he decides to get revenge first. And the way to do that is they had very specific dumplings with every meal in the prison place. So Desu and Mito go around trying to find the place to have the exact dumplings because he had them for 15 years.
Yeah. He would know how they taste like.
He also during this hunt he finds out Mito was instant messaging 2004 wonderful time.
Yeah.
Was instant messaging with someone, and turns out is the person who kidnapped him.
Was that AOL Instant Messenger?
I think it was
It looks
non-copyright specific
Yeah.
Messenger.
I remember that way back in the day. My God.
Yeah, I always loved Messenger.
Messenger. Yeah. LOA Instant Messenger.
And after seeing this, doesn't really trust her anymore. And he finds the place that has the correct dumplings, follows a delivery boy, and finds the prison. And he gets some revenge.
Yeah.
He has a fucking hammer. He goes in, tortures the main guy who runs the place by pulling out all his goddamn teeth.
It's brutal. Like it's like a teeth for each year he was there or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Then if you know anything about this movie, you probably know the hallway fight. That happens.
Yep.
He gets out of that fight bloodied and bruised, passes out on the street, but luckily some random Samaritan helps him. I'm kidding, it's the kidnapper, but he does help him get back to Umido to be healed.
Yep.
He still doesn't trust her. Kind of ties her up, and figures out where the villain is. Hold on. Bleh. I'm having a problem with fucking words here.
It's all right.
Finds out the call was coming literally from the... Oh, wait. He does meet up with his friend who busted him out of jail 15 years ago. And they help track down where the guy was. Mm-hmm. He interrogates Mio, ties her up, and figures out that the place is literally across the street from Mio's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Goes over there, meets the villain. Villain's as, you have to figure out who I am and why I did this to you. You have 5 days. If not, I'm going to kill everyone you love.
Yep.
If you try to kill me right now, you will save them, but you'll never know why.
Yep.
And
aren't you curious after 15 years?
And if he tries to kill him, he has a button to stop his heart because of a pacemaker.
Mm-hmm. Deliberately ask the doctor, hey, can I have a switch to turn this thing off?
Which we also find out later that may have been a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But and the villain's like, oh, you sure did leave her alone with the door open, didn't you? Heads back over. Turns out the people from the prison aren't very happy with him.
Yeah, just a little bit. And the guy who has teeth pulled, he actually went to a dentist and he's like, has all these gold fillings and shit.
Well, just not even fillings, just replacement teeth.
Yeah.
They almost torture him the same way, but the main bad guy sends over money and is like, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine. So Desu and Mio are now a team. They go looking for answers. Also, they bang.
Yep.
The main villain tracked them down, gas them, and leaves them a present to kind of give them a hint. But oh no, because he threatened the dude whose teeth he pulled. Like, I'll chop off your hand, and
yeah, he gives him his hand.
The main villain sends him the hand. So it's like, well, how did he know that? We're probably bugged.
Yeah.
They take the bug off. They go to a place, get the bug out of Desu's shoe. And eventually because his instant message name was Evergreen. So him and his buddy look online for any place with Evergreen and find a school they used to go to. So they head over to the school and figure out the main villain's name is Lee Woo Jin.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee Woo Jin has a sister, and she committed suicide at some point. I realized we should have probably done a suicide more. I wasn't even thinking about how often it happens in
That's
this movie.
fine. Just keep going with the episode. We'll add afterwards. So.
Yes. Desu takes Mio back to the hotel and leaves her in a room because the head of the prison hotel is just like, hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep.
Because his hand's chopped off. So obviously they're fine.
Yeah.
Leaves her locked up there so that way she's safe in case anything goes wrong. And Desu continues to try and remember why the hell Woo Jin would be mad at him. But then he does remember, because he hit on Woo Jin's sister at one point, and then she ran off. He went looking for her in the school, and found Woo Jin her taking pictures. Woo Jin is a photographer. And then they fuck. Incest.
Pretty grody.
Fun times. And he started a rumor. The rumor led to her suicide. So he figures it out and goes to meet, because that's what Woo Jin said. As soon as you figure out, come see me anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Goes up to the penthouse and talks to him. And Woo Jin kind of after Desu fights two of his bodyguards, Woo Jin kind of explains, like, I didn't even make this hard on you. You literally just forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to explain that kind of like his sister was okay with it, or it was more Desu's fault than his. And Desu's getting kind of more and more furious, feeling kind of like he won here because he figured it out. And also, Woo Jin said he will kill himself if Desu figured it out in time.
Yep.
But there was one more reveal. A final box. And Desu goes and opens it. He finds a scrapbook. First with him, his wife, and his child. Then just him, his wife, and his child. And then the child growing up. Older and older. Until he sees pictures of him with Mio. He fucked his daughter. This was all a 15-year setup to see basically Desu go through the same problem his sister went through. For Woo Jin to see Desu go through the same torture his sister went through. And Woo Jin was also working with the head of the hotel, and they're about to give Mito a box that will also reveal this secret to her. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. However, Desu does enough to basically make Woo Jin show enough kindness to say, fine, she doesn't have to open the box.
Yep. Just leave it closed.
After Desu cuts out his own tongue.
Yeah.
With that, Woo Jin tosses down the thing that would stop his heart, and as Desu tries to hit, it plays basically the sound of them having sex.
Yeah.
Woo Jin goes into the elevator back down to the bottom of the hotel. He remembers his last moments with his sister, and then shoots himself in the head.
Mm-hmm.
We see an unknown time later, Desu found the hypnotist because the whole reason he fell in love with his daughter is because they were somewhat hypnotized to meet.
Mm-hmm. And
then he asked he wrote down a letter to ask for his memory to be wiped. And the hypnotist says yes, saying that part of his brain will forever live with the secret, and the rest of him will live for 70 years before peacefully passing away.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we see him lie in the snow for a bit. Mio comes over and hugs him, and then the movie ends.
Yep. That's left completely ambiguous as to whether the hypnotism worked, or if he was even hypnotized in the first place.
The honest question for me is, which is worse?
Yeah. Like, did he actually get hypnotized and put those memories away, or did he just go so crazy that just in his own head that happened?
I mean, there were two chairs.
Yeah, there were two chairs. Where'd they come from? Did he set them up himself, or like?
That would be, meet me in the woods. Bring chairs.
Yes,
please.
Chairs. So, yeah, just the implications of that are fascinating. But man, what a wild and fucked up ride this was.
Yeah. What kind of fun did you have with this one?
Christ. Like,
because this was your first viewing.
Yeah, my goodness. Like, and this one I had seen like brief clips from. Like I said, I knew the setup and a couple of the famous scenes in the movie, but That's about it. I didn't know where it was going to go or how the story was going to get resolved. So,
I mean, the only things you knew were the first act of the movie.
basically, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, and this one I was just really excited for because I knew it was shot like more like stylized and almost noir like and shit like that. But yeah, I loved it. Was so good. Like, it's definitely much more of a thriller than an action movie, I'd say.
Yeah, the fact that the most known scene is an action scene is kind of misleading.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be like, nonstop action, but like when it happens, it's really fucking cool.
It's really well done. It's well directed.
Yeah, definitely.
And I love how fucking scrappy it is. Like, no one actually knows how to fight.
Yeah, it's so visceral. Like, it's not like even stylized at all. It's very much just like a brawl, just like people going at it.
Like, just in the famous hallway fight, a lot of people have like wood planks and they miss and break it against the wall, and then they still try to swing around the broken piece.
Like, even when they're on the ground in a desperate attempt, he just like chucks it at him out of anger.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, because like no one actually gets knocked out in the scene either. They just get beat to the point where they're just like, on the ground, like writhing and shit. Just.
Or when Desu's on the ground and as to fight back, he starts hammering their feet.
Yeah, it's just fucking brutal. It's amazing. I do love the shot in the elevator where like all the guys come out and he's like, okay, let's go. And it's just hard cuts to the ground floor, just ding, doors open, and they all just come piling out with him like completely knocked out or dead, with him just standing, and he walks away.
Dude, not knowing if they're knocked out or dead, I can't put it on the bonk list.
Yeah. Exactly, because we decided all those people in the hallway that didn't count since they're not completely knocked out.
Yeah, they were all moving.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering, I've mentioned before I have a list of every film with a headshot. I also started one where anytime there's a movie where someone's hit in the head and knocked unconscious.
Yeah. It's called the bonk list. Link in the description below.
Nope.
Why?
Because no. And going off that, the practical effects in it, like the gore, so good.
Practical effects are fantastic in the movie. Like, there is certain CG used, but most of the time it's used well.
Besides the ant, there isn't too much bad CG.
And like that obvious clock transition
But,
thing.
but that's a fair reason to tell time and whatnot.
Yeah, that ant was the only thing I was like, wow, that did not age well.
But it's supposed to be a dream thing, so fuck it.
Exactly. Fuck it.
Like, the gore of the tooth pulling, it's actually a zoom in on the dude's tooth.
Yeah.
And you see it jiggle the hammer until it starts to bleed, and then it cuts so he can pull it.
Those practical effects. Oh my god.
I don't want to know how they got that. If it was just no, because it was still moving. You could see the tongue.
You could see it was clearly actually his mouth. So I'm wondering if like underneath the pliers there was like a blood packet at a certain point. If he pushed it hard enough, then
I think that'd be too risky. There was probably a mouthpiece inside his.
Yeah,
like he just doubled up his jaw.
That's
type
right.
Deal.
Yeah. Or like it was like a fake set of teeth underneath there, and then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. Oh my god.
That's a fucked up scene.
I do also like to touch after the hallway fight where he's like covered in blood and shit, and then like just a thing of blood here just starts trickling down. Like,
Oh, they actually started up here. You could see it go down.
Yeah, you see it go down, and then it goes underneath his chin, and phew, it's like.
For the audio listeners, I pointed at the top of my forehead.
Yes. So, that's fantastic. Like and just I know this is going to be a longer segment, but all of the acting is fantastic.
The acting is so well done, and I need to explain that in the movie they constantly bring up that Desu talks weird after he's out, because the only type of conversation he's had is with TV. So people say he talks like a movie character. However, since we are hearing it in Korean and then subtitled, we can't really hear a different inflection in his voice.
Yeah, since we don't speak Korean, it's like the translation's kind of lost on us. But there is at least two characters that say, "Why do you talk like that?" or "You talk weird" or something. They never say it's like from a TV, but like it's like, "Why are you talking like that?"
It's probably like if someone from Korea watched Twin Peaks, they wouldn't know that it was.
Yeah.
They might realize the wording's weird, but the delivery of English may not come across.
That might just be lost on them, so that like loses a lot of the unnervingness of the citizens of Twin Peaks. So,
yeah.
But yes, that's a really interesting and just a nice touch too. It's like, yeah, he's been locked in a room with nothing to see but TV for 15 years. Like,
or the way he reacts when he first sees people of just like touch.
It was like humid, and like goes all over his face and like in his mouth. Like
That poor dog.
I know. Oh my god, yeah, because the suicidal man, he actually holds a dog with him, and you do see him go over, but the dog is clearly a puppet. Like,
Well, when it goes over, it's clearly just a ball of fluff, and he's holding it like this.
I was saying, I'm sure the new 4K remaster doesn't help that.
No, it always looked that way.
Did it always look that big?
Because I'm pretty sure I watched the DVD first time.
Yeah.
Also, the actor for Lee Woo Jin, he's such a fucking scumbag.
Oh, he does such a good job with that. My god. Like, whew.
Like, after Desu goes on his begging, basically, to not reveal the secret and cutting off his own tongue, you just got to him holding a rag, trying to hold in all the laughter.
He's, like, laughing and stuff. He's, like, really good with, like, just a snarky, like, smiles and all that. Just, like, so cocky. Like... Great villain, and yeah, of course, can't praise the lead actor enough. He does such a good fucking job.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh
I
my
put
God.
him on the top 10 actor.
You did acting performances, and like you said, just the humanity and everything just emanating from him is so good. And the fact he actually ate the fucking octopus.
Well, I also like the fact that in the movie, he's not just like, oh, he's become a stone cold badass now.
Yeah.
No, at the end of the movie, he's still the same pathetic loser.
Yep.
He's the guy who is going to immediately regret trying to talk back to someone and just beg for mercy.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because like you can see him like go for a second, like trying to go all badass and being like, and if you do this, I will rip you apart and blah blah blah. He's like, no, I'm sorry. Please ignore what I just said. And then goes and freaks out and shit. So
He's still this same person, which is kind of ironic that it's a good thing he didn't go on a journey.
yeah.
Like a character journey, I mean.
Yes. It's kind of the Italian neorealism type thing where like the characters just kind of don't change. They're just the same pathetic people. So
Pathetic mortals.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, he does such a fantastic job. Just all around the acting's great, and even from a technical standpoint too. Like whoever they got to do the cinematography is amazing.
Oh, those match cuts are perfect.
So good. Mwah.
I really love the final elevator shot with Woo Jin, where it pans down and then you see his hand holding. It turns out he's holding his sister's hand. It cuts to the flashback.
Oh yeah, just the transitions are great in the movie.
Again, minus the clock.
Minus the clock. That's the only, and they use it like 3 or 4 times. I'm pretty sure. So.
To count down the 5 days.
Yeah, we were like, guys, the effect wasn't that good the first time. You need to stop using.
There were other ways to do this.
Yes. That was so well done, and just again, everything from a technical standpoint and story standpoint, it's one of those movies that's just so well put together. Like the director clearly had a vision for what he wanted to do with it, and it comes across so beautifully.
I love all the motifs too, like the music stings, the purple for the villain.
Yes.
Because the umbrella after the kidnapping, that was purple. I also like at his hotel, if you're looking at their hair, the lighting outside the hotel makes it purple. It's just a slight purple tint. And I'm like, that's really cool.
It's a nice subtle touch.
And it's all because his sister's dress was purple. I was like, oh, that's why the whole purple motif.
Yep. So yeah, and there are a lot of motifs. Like we actually read that there's a lot of like Greek motifs.
Yeah, like Desu is a translated version of Oedipus.
Oedipus, yeah, it's like Desu is like Oedipus or something, yeah. And just the themes throughout it. I could read them off Wikipedia, but because some of them are escaping me a little bit. But man, it's up to you.
No. No, they have Google.
Yes, they do in fact have Google.
Or you can watch the movie yourself if you know Greek mythology.
Yeah, it is cool actually.
Only if you know
that.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, you have to take a course in Greek mythology like I did. I'm sorry.
Yep. You have to get a PhD in Greek mythology.
Yeah. Well, not PhD.
PhD.
Okay. That is the prerequisite for watching Oldboy.
I've already been through college like 6 times just to watch Oldboy.
Don't lie, you couldn't afford to go to college 6 times.
I didn't say I paid for it.
Oh shit.
I stole a college.
Oh wow. You not just the money for college, you literally stole the college.
I hold an entire college hostage.
How did you go about doing that?
I threatened to show them Oldboy, but the remake.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'll do it. Just a little side note thing. There were actually a couple bomb scares at my old college when I was attending there.
Oh.
So, like, literal bomb scares. Like, someone called from, like, a payphone and threatened to blow up the building or whatever. And, of course, they had to take it seriously. So there were a couple times it was, like, evacuated and stuff. And just the general atmosphere was pretty bad. And because I was in film, so we would rent the film equipment, and we'd have like these lights and like big bags and stuff like that. And me and I think I was with Bo, and we like hauled it to the cafeteria one time, went to eat lunch before a shoot, and like someone just kind of nervously looked over. It's like, what do you have in that bag? And I just in my head I was like, shut up, brain, because my brain immediately went to, oh, just a bomb. So yeah, I'm glad that I have the knowledge not to, jokingly say that.
Okay, guess kicked out of an
I
airport.
could have been literally arrested. Like, my God. But yeah, some of the other parallels I read, but I didn't actually tell you, was one of them was like whoever the other Greek mythology character was in charge of like making them fall in love or something like that, and that was kind of the thing with the sister and the revenge between them. And one of them is like in the photos, the villain looks like young, just like he did, but the old boy looks clearly older, so one's supposed to be like a god and just a mere mortal or something.
Oh. So... yeah, that is weird. Sure, that was intentional.
Yeah, but hey, critics overanalyzing stuff probably. So
could be. Kerns might just be blue.
Yep. Shit. But yeah, just again, overall, just so well done, and just my God, it gets fucked. That finale, man, so uncomfortable.
Those twists hit after hit, and it just gets worse.
It does. Yeah. It just doesn't keep getting any better. And just his revenge, because I knew it was a revenge flick, but it's like, in the end, the
villain won.
The villain won. He was the one who got the best revenge. So like, and yeah, you're right. It's kind of left ambiguous as to if the heart counter actually works, because it was clearly rigged to play the sex tape. But he goes down the elevator and shoots himself, so you don't know if his heart was stopping at the time.
Well, no, I mean that because he never, pushed it when he was like, "This will stop my heart."
Yeah. Well, obviously he didn't, because he would have died.
Yeah, well, if it was real.
Well, yeah.
But... you don't know if it was.
No, we don't. It's another one of those things that's left ambiguous. But, yeah, it just goes to some dark fucking places, and the twists are really fucked up, but it's just overall a really enjoyable ride. Like, I knew it was going to get fucked, but I didn't know how fucked. Like...
And as this is my third viewing of the movie, I'll give it this too, unlike, without giving anything away, unlike Gone Girl... this is one that is worth a rewatch. Mm-hmm. Gone Girl just we said in our really old review now. God, remember when we only had 2 digits for an episode?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
But in that one, once you know the twists and turns, it's not that much of a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, it's still a lot of fun, mostly because of the character of Desu being so entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah, so. And fun fact too, like all that like monologue, all the drunkenness at the beginning and that little freak out scene, then that was all improv by him, or most of it was at least. So
yeah, apparently there is a cut where you can see it unedited.
Yeah.
So lucky UK bastards.
I know, right? Got to see him hamming it up for the camera. I do love that opening scene. It's like, he's like all badass, my name is Odesu, or whatever. He's all drunk and just being a fucking idiot.
He's drunk and disorderly.
Keeps trying to piss in the corner. He's like, fuck, I really need to piss.
Actually, the humor in this, I forgot about, but there is a lot of good dark humor in this movie.
There is a lot of really dark humor in it, so...
I'm trying to remember it now, and my brain's just like, no, you don't remember anything. Fuck.
I know the scenes, I'm just having trouble explaining it is the problem.
Like when they get the hand, the girl just hard passes out.
Yeah, just like... Thunk.
There's just some slightly good comedic timing.
Yeah, there is a bit of that there, so... And when he accidentally bumps his head and they just left it in. Mm-hmm. But...
Also, the bad that doesn't really have to do with the movie. 1, there is a remake of Oldboy by Spike Lee. Don't.
Just don't.
There is like an hour-long video on YouTube explaining why it's terrible. That's a pretty good video, honestly.
Yeah, just go watch that. That's all you need to know about the remake of Oldboy. That's it. has fucking Josh Brolin in the lead role, which, no.
And Spike Lee, who seemed really not want to do a movie.
Because he wanted to do it for a while, you said, yeah?
He did, and then when he finally got it, it's like all the interviews, he seems like he just doesn't want to be there.
Just going through the motions and shit.
Like, maybe he originally thought, yeah, I can do this, and when he got to the actual project, it was like, oh, wait, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, but he was already committed at that point, so...
Yeah, but you were already given the millions of dollars in the contract, so...
Yep. Gotta deliver.
Also, for those who don't like subtitles, still do the subtitle version. The dub is bad.
The dub is really bad, and it's not even, like, some of the voices are alright, but the mixing on it is very clearly done after the fact. Like...
Yeah, there's no editing to any of the ADR, so it's clearly in a studio as you hear, like, the echoes of a prison hotel. Desu is just like, hi there.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, yes, I am Odesu or something. It's just weird. Like, mixed completely flat. There's no echo or anything on it. It's just jarring. Why Arrow even included it is kind of, I don't know, beyond me.
It's weird. I'd like to say we're not usually the type of people it's like, oh, all dubs are bad. But this one is actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
It loses a lot of the performance.
Yeah, it really does. So, yeah, and also fun fact behind the scene of him actually eating the octopus. He had to do that 4 times.
4 fucking times.
Eating a live octopus, and it is just as disgusting as you imagine. Like, he's doing his up, and like the tentacles are writhing everywhere, all over his face and shit. Just, bleh. And he was a staunch Buddhist. So, because, eating animals is against Buddhism, between every take, he would, like, say a prayer and, like, apologize to the octopus for killing him.
Well, it's also because reincarnation.
Yeah, because, they run on the big karma system and everything. So...
Circles and that's all that jazz.
Yeah. But, yeah, really great movie with just a fascinating history. It's a Korean classic. I mean, what can you say?
This version of Arrow Video has like 3 different documentaries to watch. So
plus a new 4K remaster, and it just looks fantastic. Just mwah.
Yeah, we're able to watch it because we have a region-free Blu-ray player, which is legal to own. You're legally allowed to buy Blu-rays, but also you're not supposed to be able to buy it. But we did legally, so fuck it. There's weird loopholes. Don't ask.
I'm surprised you actually admitted that on there.
Yeah, we own it. What are they going to do?
That's true.
And we got it a legal way.
Yes, we did.
Because of a loophole.
It was technically legal, so... All right.
Link in description. Sponsored.
Oh, God.
That's not true.
No,
but you have Google.
You do, in fact, and we highly suggest you use it.
If you like actually owning movies,
yes,
and getting Oldboy on Blu-ray for a reasonable fucking price.
On physical copy.
It's actually a whole Vengeance trilogy thing from Arrow. It looks really nice. I don't have the box. It's upstairs.
Yes, so it's a very cool minimalist cover. So.
Yeah, with weapons from each movie. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Oldboy, so definitely highly recommend watching it. Just be prepared for some really fucked up shit.
Honestly, yeah. Random cutback. Yeah. Whoa, why are we moved?
Oh, I have no idea. Whoa, that was weird.
That was weird. You know what time it is, though?
Oh, it's time to spin the wheel?
No.
Oh.
It's time for your shot. Anyway, we have 5 movies left for movie month.
Yes.
We have Heathers, The Void, Lucky Number 11, Mandy, and Bad Times at the El Royale. Again, all movies Cameron has not seen, but I have.
You guessed The Void for next. I'm going to guess Bad Times.
I'm
just going to guess that.
God damn it. I really don't want Bad Times.
I know. So, let us...
Because we're limited on time today.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. It should be good. Now it is time to... Spin! Motherfucker.
Damn it.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Someone get the phone because I called it.
I was actually thinking this one too. Like, this was my second guess.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. This one will actually have a bit of an interesting story on why I saw it. But that's for next time.
Tune in next time on Cinema Roulette.
I think it'll be Friday at this point. Yeah, because today was Wednesday.
Friday on Cinema Roulette.
Friday, our normal release time.
Yes. Yeah. It's movie month, so we're doing Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah.